Hello everyone and welcome to a chase review video. I'm going to be going over a couple of my chases and just giving some things I did right, things I did wrong, just kind of going over a little bit of it. I want to start doing kind of some looping tutorials and stuff, so I want to also offer the opportunity to go over gameplay, so I'll do my own first, but in the future we may go over other people's gameplay as well. But in this match we're going up against a Trapper, so let's see how this went. So I have a bad habit of giving the killer an early hit. So I see the Trapper here. I see him running up. So right here, I know I'm about to get hit. Because I'm like, okay, he's chasing them. If I let him chase him, he's probably going to go down. So I'm just going to take this hit right here. So I just stick the gen to make him commit to me. Take the hit. And we run off. So we have a jungle gym right here. So right now, since this area right here is open, we know which kind of jungle gym this is. Because if this was a window, then the pallet would be on the other side. So we know the pallet is directly to our left and the window is right here behind the locker. So right from here, we know what this loop is exactly. And there we go. So we see the killer following me right through here. So right now, I'm doing this pretty well. I'm right now going exactly where I should. So since the killer is in this position, I should go around this corner, make sure he commits through the middle, and then go around back. Or if he goes around back, then commit around to the pallet. So right here, I'm just waiting to see where the killer goes. I saw him turn inside, so now we're seeing he's not in this area. I can see this corner just over here, so we get a full view of this whole chase right now. And then waiting for the killer sign. So we see the red aura right over here, so we need to move immediately so that we can get the distance. And we move, we see the aura chasing, we keep going. Yeah, I'm playing this pretty well so far. I just keep watching that aura. So right there, that was a little bit of a mistake. I was trying to vault the window and I hit space a little bit early, so I went to the locker. Luckily, Trapper kind of backed off to try and juke backwards, I guess. I don't know exactly where he went. Oh, there he was. So yeah, he was just around the other side over there. We just saw the red aura. So luckily I didn't get punished for it, but I did that very, very wrong and deserved to die there. So we have him back under control. This is a very, very strong hold position. You want to be behind this wall because it gives you the opportunity to go over here. This is not actually a pathway. That is just a little indent that we don't know why it exists. And waiting for the aura. Waiting for the aura. There it is. So then we run around back to the window, and we get a free vault. So right here is a key point. You need to make sure they cross this threshold, or you're in danger. So don't jump if they don't cross the threshold. So since he crosses it, we jump. And right here. So now I believe this is where I misplayed pretty badly. So right now I see him around there, so I should go up to the window. But I see that went back. So I misplay really badly here. So, because, yeah, I just run right back into him. So right there, I did that very poorly. What I should have done was gone up to the window and been ready to vault it and kept an eye on this direction, because he can't do anything until he comes to this position anyway, and then I can run around to the pallet and still escape. So I went down earlier than I should have, but overall, I ran that pretty well. All right, in the next chase, then, we're going against a Bubba. So far, Adam's been hooked once. We just got him off the hook, and now we're healing him. And we hear the Terrators right now. I don't have any volume on it, so you guys can't hear the game itself. I might do that for the future. I want to see how it goes with this one first. So right here, Bubba has me dead to rights. So no matter what I do, I'm dead. So we just kind of got to go for some tech. And luckily, he got a little bit off time, so he broke the pallet. Which, honestly, that's the best you can ask for. If you get the stun, that's the ideal situation. But breaking the pallet, honestly, better than going down. So we did get the stun still. So I don't know. That's just latency things. And then we're just going to run from Bubba. Our friend's down there, so we want to take him this way to try and avoid danger. And then we'll run over here. So right here, he's going to chainsaw, which means I'll have to throw this God pallet. But the other option is there's a window over there where you can vault. And since I don't want to use the pallet yet, I choose to vault the window. Okay, so that fake right there, if Bubba committed, that was just a 50-50. If he committed, I was dead because I would not have time to revault that window. But I was banking on the fact that he knew I'd vault the window and go out, and sure enough, he did. And he crashed into the wall, so he's stunned for a little bit. So right here, I just kind of keep going. Our friend is still injured right there. Honestly, he is brave for doing that. And it looks like, yeah, Bubba broke off me to go kick the gen, so I am scot-free after that. All right, our next chase is against an Oni on Backwater Swamp. And he currently is getting his power, so I already heard him use his power. So we're currently in that situation where now we're just trying to see where he's going. And so we're waiting, and there he is. So he's already on me here. So I just have to vault the window to get some distance. He just follows me through the window. So right here, you have a lot of options. I'm going to use the window again, I believe. I would probably go for the window, so I believe that's what I do. Yeah. But I curve here, so also a safe play. I know there's a pallet over here. I saw it earlier, so we go back there. And that was... Honestly, he swung a little bit early, so I got greedy there. But since I heard him swinging, I kind of just went for it. Ooh, hold up. Let's watch that again. Okay. So Oni's about to use a dash. And so this is a very, very strong Oni point. He's going to dash here, and he can hit me if I go around here. He has a very strong reach to the side. So, since I'm in the wrong position right here, if he charges this, he hits me. I don't have a shot unless he misses. So instead of going around here to make him swing over there, what I do is I just spin around right there to kind of get around him. I think that's played pretty well. Obviously, it works out here. I'd never need to drop the pallet, so now he's just kind of getting frustrated. But yeah, so it's very risky to greed pallets like this, but as soon as you kind of get in their head, you can do a little bit more, especially when the Oni keeps trying to dash. As long as you hold the opposite corner, you can kind of move a little bit freely here. And so he's kind of getting frustrated. He's trying to cap it out, but then his power runs out. So since his power's out, I'm just going to run around a little bit more, probably use the pallet. Just, there's nowhere else to go, and I don't want to give him more power. So I would assume that's what I do, and sure enough, yeah, here we go. Now, I didn't get the stun. He backed off really well. That was well played on his part. And we just bail. Down the stairwell because we don't want to lose time on the vaults. Alright, with that, it looks like we get away from it. Yeah, alright, and we're nice and clear at that point. So then he's going after someone else. So our next one is against a Billy. So Billy is very strong right now. And this one had me in a pretty strong position, but we had a nice little pallet to save us at least. So he shows up right there, goes to the pallet, so I have to play on the opposite side here. I don't think he's going to try chainsawing me because that would be risky, so he takes a swing. So ideally, you want to get hit by a Billy. Now, after the swing, I should have gone to the opposite side, but I kind of just run into him here, which, not ideal, but that's what I did. Yeah, so I played that a little poorly, but honestly, we kind of get away with it at least. And then he just goes after someone else. So it wasn't a lot, but just a little. Alright, our next one, we have just saved an Alan from a hook in the basement while I'm injured. So this is a very risky position. Coming out of basement while injured is always a very, very scary time, but you just gotta face it head on, no fear. And Billy just chainsawed in, so he's leaving his animation right now, so I have a little bit of time to react before he can hit me. Alan is right behind me, so I kind of rely on Alan a little bit, and he body blocks me perfectly there, which gives me the time to hit the window. Billy swung after me and missed it. Then he chases me over here. So I got to plan around the cutoff. So right here, since he's there, I should just go to the other corner and hold that. Because this is a pretty strong hold point. You just got to make sure you're playing it right against the stain. And there, I still have time to get to the other side. And so I don't know if that was right or wrong. Let's go back and check it again. So he's chasing behind me here. So I just saw him back down here, so he's probably going this way. Yeah, there he is. So he's going that way. I back off, but I saw the red stained circle again. But I'm worried that he's moonwalking around this corner, and I don't know for sure. So I think that's why I break off this way. I could have gone back and tried the other way, but I'm not sure exactly what I was thinking there. That's the best assumption I could get. But I don't hate the move. It works out here especially. And he tries chainsawing because he thinks I'm going to vault the window right away, but it was a bit of an aggressive chainsaw, and then he leaves me alone. So we are good. All right, a little bit later in the same match, we're still going against the Billy. He's right here next to me. So hits a little thing, give him a little nod, get him in the chase. This pallet has been used already. I don't know who used it, but it was gone now. So we have to do this chase. This is still not a terrible loop, even without the pallet. So without the pallet, we go here, jump the window since he... So let's go back. So right here, if he crosses this threshold, right between this tree and this rock, that's when you jump the window. Because right here, he cannot double back and hit you still. So you vault the window because then he commits there. I'll do a little stare at him just to make sure he stays in the chase a little bit. Play it around again. So this time, let's see if he crosses the threshold. So he didn't cross the threshold, so we don't vault the window. Because then, yeah, he turns around. Alright, so this one... This Slinger's going after me pretty aggressively this match. I got tunneled out a little bit. I didn't do great this round, but my first chase was kind of bad. I think we played a little bit, but nothing really crazy. So we're starting out the second chase here. So we're going here. And Slinger's already on me there. So we want to vault the window to get some distance here. I haven't used Shack Pallet yet, so I want to go to Shack. But I know I don't have time there because he's right behind me. Yeah, it's already firing a shot. So luckily, we curved just in time, and we're just dropping the pallet. Yeah, I kind of ran straight into him. So right there, I did really badly. I could have used that loop for a little longer. It's a good loop against Slinger because it's taller than the Survivor, so he can't shoot over it easily. So you want to use this loop as long as you can. Unfortunately, I just kind of ran into him, so I had to drop the pallet pretty early. But he didn't break it right away, so we can play it a little bit longer, and then he breaks it, so we gotta move. Alright, and we're still going. So here I just kind of got to throw the pallet because... So that is the worst case scenario. I hate using Shack pallet like this, but since I had already been unhooked and he's coming after me, I'm pretty sure he's committed to tunneling me, so I want to just get myself out of the situation. So I think I was panicking there. It was a very bad move. You don't want to waste Shack pallet like that. You could have played around... I could have played around the shack itself, gone around through the window. Window's risky against Slinger, but honestly, saving that pallet would have been huge. But yeah, then, so the reason I run this way, if I go back towards window, it gives him a free chance to shoot me. So avoid the risk if you can. This is generally the better location, and I know that there's a loop this direction anyway. So I see the Skate Dane breaking the pallet, so I know I got a little bit of time here. And he's still after me. Vault the window. So this is my favorite hold position for this. You saw it as against the Trapper as well. Alright, for our final one, we are going against a Trapper on Midwich. So I've not encountered the Trapper yet, so this is the first encounter we have with him. So he's just behind me here. I heard his aura, and I heard his aura growing, so I assume he was around that corner. I didn't actually see anything, but we're now playing very carefully, and yeah, he's right behind me. So right here, I was looking downward to check for a trap. Even if I saw one, I think I reacted a little too quickly to vault that window. But we're pretty sure it was safe because I had already... The match isn't too far in, so I had already heard his starting position and assumed he hadn't been here yet. But still a risky jump. And then we play this loop. This is not my favorite loop to run, but it's pretty strong for survivors. So I did hear him place a trap at that window. I just want to check right there to see what the spacing's like. Now, with this spacing, you might be able to slow vault the window and get away with it. But right now, he is breaking the wall there, so it's not worth the risk. But I was just checking to see if it was possible. But since he broke the wall, I wasn't going to do it. And here we go. I'm greedy, so I take an extra loop, and I get hit for it. Sometimes that'll happen. I play very greedy with pallets, and I get punished for it. I am very easy to injure the first time on loops because I play very haphazardly with my uninjured state. And so then we're going. And he's after me. So then right here, he might catch up to me before I can get anywhere. Just want to buy a little extra time. So this is not a terrible loop if you just want to buy a little bit of time. And it gets me over here, which lets me drop this pallet and get a stun. And then we are out. Now here... I make a big mistake here. I stop here because I'm looking just back to see here because I'm like, okay, I'll loop around this. I don't know why I should have kept running. This was a very, very bad decision. He broke the door, so now I'm in an even worse position. I vault the window, normal thing here. Vault the window back, get a swing, so I buy a little bit of time. Now, again, what I probably should do is run out the other doorway. But instead I decide to use this loop on the short side. The other side is much better because it's longer, you get a little more reaction time, you can play around it better. The short side gives the killer a much better chance to hit you. So, unfortunately I play this very poorly, and just go right on down for it. Alright, so we have a little bit of a bonus at the end here. So, we were going against a knight in one of our matches, and we learned a little bit of an issue with the sight lines. So, we're running from the knight, and right here... that wall doesn't exist for the line of sight for the guards. I don't know why. I tested it with the knight later on. Unfortunately, I didn't get that footage. But for some reason, through the wall, the guard can see you through that panel and chase you. So, at that point, I just kind of stare at him. And the knight even sees that and gives me a little head shake. I like that night. Alright, thank you all for being here for the gameplay review. It wasn't necessarily a review so much as me just kind of going over some of my decision making and showing off some of how I think during chases. I'll kind of do some more of these. I'll do some other gameplay review stuff. Hopefully I'll get like a full match and give you like a rundown of my thought process throughout the match. I also want to do some looping tutorials and stuff like that and how to run some basic loops. I really enjoy shack chases and stuff, so that's kind of like where I really like to be. So I think that'll be a good way to go in the future. But I hope you guys have a wonderful time, and as always, keep on.